Act 3. Heart of the Land.
Lita sits in her apartment at a table with a plate of cookies on it looking into her little video camera. Today she was recording a new episode of her web show, Food and Flowers.
So there you go, guys. That's how you make rose petal cookies.
Lita says with a soft smile.
I will see you next week, and remember, let your days be blossoming bread.
She takes out a remote and turns off the camera, and just as she does this there is a knock on the door.
Coming!
She shouts and grabs a few of the warm cookies. She runs over and opens the door to see a young man with long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail with the most beautiful red eyes Lita had ever seen, holding 2 large bags of groceries.
Hey Oz, just set him down on the table.
She says and steps out of the way, letting him into the apartment.
Whoa, it smells amazing in here.
He says as he does like Lita asks.
Here, try this.
Lita says and hands Oz the cookies.
No way. Are those rose petal cookies?
He asks, taking them from her. Lita smiles brightly.
That they are.
Oz takes a bite and acts like his body is melting.
Stormy, your food is amazing.
Stormy is the nickname Oz gave Lita one day after she told him she loves to walk in the rain. Lita blushes.
Thanks, Oz. Are you working at the nursery this weekend?
Oz nods, eating more of the cookies.
Did my blue passion flower come in yet?
She asks, biting her lip.
I think so. You're going to step back and pick them up.
He asks.
Yeah, I wanted to bring my friends Darien and Serena by also, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll tell Miss Shoto you're going to stop by.
Oz says as he makes his way to the door.
Thank you so much again.
Lita says. Oz smiles and nods at her, walking out the door. After closing the door, Lita falls back onto it, her face turning bright red.
Man, he is just so dreamy.
My name is Ace, and I use a device called the Color Matrix, which allows me to hijack alternative universe versions of myself. I have the multiverse at my disposal, from being a Power Ranger to being a Spider-Man to piloting the Orville to being a vampire slayer. I can do it all. I can spend 8 hours of my time. Of course, time is different in each universe, but 8 hours of my time piloting a version of myself. So come, explore the multiverse with me. See what my world is like in different universes. Explore the multiverse. If you want to hear such stories, then come and listen to The Color Matrix on Tiger Tales, The Lost Stories, found on YouTube.
Darien stands outside Lita's apartment building, looking at his watch and tapping his foot.
Buns, where are you?
Just then Serena came running around the corner. She skids to a stop right in front of Darien.
Sorry, I was reading a manga and lost track of time, Mama.
She pants, Darien says, and pinches his nose with his thumb and pointer fingers.
Buns, you know I love you, but hun, you need to work on your time management. Lita asked us to meet her at her place 15 minutes ago.
Serena gives him puppy dog eyes and sticks out her lip.
I really am sorry, Mama.
Darien sighs as Lita walks out of the building.
Oh, she finally showed up?
Lita says with a giggle.
Sorry, Lita.
Serena turns her pouty face on Lita.
Let's just get to the nursery before it closes.
Darien says and starts to head down the sidewalk.
Okay.
Serena cheerfully says and locks arms with Darien, and they follow behind Lita. Oz was just finishing uploading the back of a customer's pickup with fertilizer when Lita and her 2 friends walked up. As Oz looked at the man that was with them, a shot of recognition went through him, but that made no sense seeing as this was the first time he had ever seen the man. Oz threw the last bag in the back and dusted his hands off. He waved to the customer in the truck and the man headed off. Oz turned on his heels and walked over to Lita and her friends.
Hey, Stormy!
Stormy?
Serena asks, quirking an eyebrow. Lita's face turns bright red.
It's a nickname.
Leets, I don't think I've ever seen you turn that color before.
Darien teases.
Oz, this is Darien and Serena, the couple I told you about.
Lita says, trying to get the focus off herself.
Oh, right. Cool. Nice to meet you.
He says and shakes Serena's hand, then Darien's, but as the two men's hands meet there was a spark and they both pulled back. Darien's eyes widened.
Tell me, Oz, do you know a place called Elysium?
Darien asks and Serena and Lita shoot him a strange look. Oz scratches his head sheepishly.
Mate, to tell you the truth, I don't know how or why, but I feel like this is a place of reverence. A holy place.
Lita looks back and forth from Darien to Oz, and then her eyes widen as she also realizes what is going on, but before she could say anything there is an elderly woman screaming from inside the nursery.
Miss Shoto!
Oz shouts and takes off running. Darien, Serena and Lita nod at each other and take off running behind him.
The following message is from the Red Cornish Ranger and said of my own... I'm going to say it. Said of my own free will. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, then why not check out the other podcasts on the Zero to Hero network, such as Storytime with Cosplay Dude 637, Fairy Tale the audio drama, Baker Ranger Movie Talks, and the exceptionally brilliant and intelligent... No one's going to believe this, you do know that. Okay, fine, no, just stop poking me with that. The exceptionally intelligent Billy and his sidekick Jim on the Zero to Hero podcast. Also, if you would like intelligent and mind-blowing conversation, then join the Discord. And no one's going to believe... All right, I'll say it. Join the Discord for all the fun and intelligent conversation you can possibly get.
Now back to our scheduled program. Intelligent... Seriously, what were you thinking? No!
As the four of them run into the nursery, they come up short staring at a huge tree monster that has a now passed out Mrs. Shoto.
What in the bloody world is that?
Oz shouts.
It's a treant.
Lita says, dropping into a fighting stance.
A what now?
Serena asks.
It's a tree giant, Buns.
Darien also drops into a fighting stance.
Oh!
Serena draws out.
We need to save Miss Shoto.
Oz runs at the monster. The monster just chuckles and bats Oz away like a toy doll. Lita growls and pulls out her Jupiter crystal.
Jupiter crystal power. Makeup.
She shouts and is transformed into Sailor Jupiter.
Protected by Jupiter, the planet of thunder, I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and courage. I am Sailor Jupiter. I will let you feel so much regret it will leave you numb.
Sailor Scout, the Treant growls.
Lita, you're a superhero?
Oz says with a look of true shock on his face.
Well, looks like we're down the rabbit hole now.
Darien walks over and hands a jade stone to Oz.
This is the Nephrite crystal. With it, you will be able to transform into your knight form.
As soon as Oz's hand closed on the crystal, a surge of power ran through him. He jumps to his feet and nods at Darien.
I know what to do.
Good. Then let's get to work.
Darien smiles and pulls out the golden crystal necklace from under his shirt. Serena smiles and throws her hand up.
Moon, cosmic, power, makeup!
Serena shouts and transforms into Sailor Moon.
Golden crystal, transformation!
Darien yells and is transformed into Tuxedo Mask.
Whoa.
Oz says Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask stand back to back.
I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and justice. I am Sailor Moon, and now, in the name of the moon, I'll punish you.
Sailor Moon states.
And I am Tuxedo Mask, guardian of the earth. And with my holy blade, I will end your reign of terror.
Your turn, Oz.
Sailor Jupiter smiles at him and runs at the monster with Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask right next to her. Oz clutches the crystal and thrusts his hand into the air.
Nephrite Crystal Transformation!
He shouts, and in a flash of jade light Oz is transformed into Nephrite. He now has on a gray uniform with green highlights and green-colored stones holding on his white cape.
I can work at this.
Nephrite shouts and runs into the fight. Tuxedo Mask, Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter and Nephrite found themselves facing a massive tree monster known as a treant. The creature towered over them, its gnarled branches and roots writhing menacingly. Sailor Moon stepped forward, her voice quivering slightly.
What do we do? It's so big.
Sailor Jupiter cracked her knuckles and grinned.
We take it down, that's what we do. Nephrite, you're with me. Tuxedo Mask, you and Sailor Moon stay back and provide support.
Tuxedo Mask nodded, his eyes scanning the area for any signs of danger.
Understood, Sailor Jupiter.
Nephrite and Sailor Jupiter charged forward, their attacks slamming into the treant's bark-like skin. The creature roared in anger, lashing out with its branches and roots. Sailor Moon felt a surge of fear, but Tuxedo Mask put a reassuring hand on her shoulder.
Don't worry, Sailor Moon. They got this.
As the battle raged on, the treant began to weaken. Its movements grew slower, its attacks less coordinated. Finally, with a final burst of energy, Nephrite and Sailor Jupiter struck a massive blow on the treant.
Flower Hurricane!
Sailor Jupiter created flurries of flower blossoms that she used to blind and agitate the treant.
Tectonic Earthquake!
Nephrite slams his fist into the ground with a thunderous impact, causing the earth to quiver and tremble beneath the feet of the treant.
Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask, now is your chance!
Sailor Jupiter shouts.
Earth's holy light!
Tuxedo Mask calls out his sword aglow with a radiant golden light. With a resounding cry, he swings it down with great force, unleashing a powerful wave of light that hurtles towards the treant. At the same time, Sailor Moon calls forth her Heart Moon Rod, invoking the power of Neo Queen Serenity. With a fierce determination, she unleashes her signature move.
Moon, spiral, heart, attack!
She shouts and sends a colossal, spinning heart hurtling towards the treant with incredible force. The treant shuddered and collapsed to the ground, its body disintegrating into a pile of leaves and twigs. After checking on Mrs. Shoto, the four heroes head out of sight.
Well done.
Tuxedo Mask exclaimed.
We make a great team.
Sailor Moon beamed, her heart filled with pride. Sailor Jupiter nodded, wiping sweat from her brow.
Yeah, but let's hope we don't run into any more giant monsters anytime soon.
Everyone turns back to normal.
Yeah, it would be a total buzzkill to miss Mina's concert tonight.
Serena says.
Wait a tick. You are going to the Minako concert tonight? I'm going too. Hope we can see each other there.
Oz says, smiling.
I can do one better. You can be my +1.
Lita says.
You're +1?
Oz asks curiously.
Yeah, we are best friends with Minako. We never miss a concert.
Serena says proudly. The concert hall was packed, and the energy in the air was electric. Minako and her bandmates were backstage, getting ready to take the stage. They could hear the roar of the crowd through the walls, and it sent a thrill through their bodies.
Are you guys ready to rock?
Minako asked, grinning from ear to ear. The band members nodded, and they all did a quick group hug before heading out to the stage. The lights were flashing, and the crowd was cheering as they took their places. Minako counted off, and they launched into their first song. A new figure steps forward, guitar in hand. He is a tall, slender man with long, flowing blonde hair and piercing blue eyes, and he was ready to show off his skills.
This one goes out to the hot girl in the red dress backstage.
With a quick nod to the band, he launched into a riff that brought the crowd to its feet. He was a force to be reckoned with, and he was ready to take the music world by storm as the newest addition to the band.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our new guitarist, Derek Brooks.
Minako says proudly. In a flaming red dress, Ray watched the concert from backstage with the rest of the gang. When her eyes fell on Derek, her heart speeds up.
What a hunk.
This podcast is a production of the Three Ranger Bros Studios, in association with Zio to Hero, the podcast. The Sailor Scouts. Sailor Moon, aka Serena, was played by Rita, or Cosplay Y637. Amy, aka Sailor Mercury, was played by Sherry Ann. Ray, aka Sailor Mars, was played by Jordan Storm. Lita, aka Sailor Jupiter, was played by Decent Hugs. And Mina, aka Sailor Venus, was played by Melodic Maria 18. The Holy Knights. Darien Shields, aka Tuxedo Mask, was played by yours truly, Cosplay Dude 637. Alex Waters, aka Zoocyte, is played by Ty Tiger. Oz Seasons, aka Nephrite, was played by Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger. Derek Brooks was played by Xander, or Cosplay Sun 637. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed that story. Just a reminder that all my fanfictions are just that, fanfictions, and do not mean to infringe on any copyright from the mainstream continuity that it's from. Now, I'd like to take the time to thank my supporters from the Zio to Hero Network. Jim and Billy, the bulk and skull of podcasting, over on the main podcast, Zio to Hero. Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, on Nerds Through Comics. My Parabatai and dear friend Ty Tiger of Tiger Tales on YouTube. Jacob, aka the Iron Avenger 52 on TikTok and YouTube. Clayton with Neon Lights on YouTube. Ben, the Baker Ranger. Sam, aka XX Rebel Ranger XX. TN_Ranger. And our good friend Tony. I would also like to thank a few friends of the Z2H Network. Casey from Mighty Morphin Conspiracy Theories, Justin, aka A-Crown, Johnson of Western Strike, Rob, aka Lightning Collector 2021, James, better known as Beauty_Baba Yaga, Justin the Green Spartan Ranger, JP the creator of Power Rangers Digital Beast, and Michael and Nathan of the Power Trip. Everyone I just named, it has been a huge supporter to me and my podcast, and if you can, go give them a follow. It would mean the world to me. Thanks a lot. Until next time, guys. Later days.